What's up, everybody? My name's Chance. Today we're going to be diving into a Dimir Mill deck, and now the super extra spicy thing about this is it only has one creature, and I'm sure a lot of you probably guessed that that creature is Rune Crab, but that is absolutely amazing. I love any deck that can take a concept, take an idea, such as playing 0 creatures or playing very little creatures, and actually work with it in practice, right? So this deck is all about hitting your opponent's library to 0, and it does it so very efficiently. Now, for the most part, you are going to be using your Rune Crab into Fairy's Tutelage to mill your opponent, but you do also have Maddening Cacophony in your deck, which the original deck list does have 4 copies of Maddening Cacophony and 2 copies of Hagra Mauling. To replace those, I've added in 2 copies of Agonizing Remorse and 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst, just 2 more general things that answer the meta, right? If you don't have Agonizing or Bloodchiefs, well, they're both very cheap as they're only uncommons. Anyways, outside of just playing your mill cards, what you're basically going to be doing here is every single turn, you're going to be saving your mana for instant speed, and then you're going to be answering whatever the opponent has. So you have your counter spells, Jwari Disruption, you have Drown in the Loch, and then you have your retroactive answers, right? Your removal, I guess is the easy word for it. Your Bloodchiefs, your Heartless Act, your Drown in the Loch, because Drown in the Loch acts both ways, your Hagra Mauling. All these things are going to help you remove your opponent's creatures and keep your health feeling fine. And then outside of the removal, outside of the creatures, outside of the counter, you got card draw, and some of the best card draw in the game, might I add. Frantic Inventory, 2 mana for this common, so it's very cheap. Instant speed, draw a card, then draw cards equal to the number of cards named Frantic Inventory in your graveyard. So you cast it once, you draw 1 card. You cast it again with 1 in your graveyard, you draw 2, 3. So far, or so on. You know what I'm saying. I'm missing the saying there somewhere. Anyways, the other really nice card draw is Into the Story, and this is one of those that comes from Eldraine, which, by the way, Eldraine smacks. So many good cards from that set. Anyways, 7 mana. I know it seems costly. Instant speed, you get to draw 4 cards. However, the spell costs 3 less to cast if the opponent has 7 or more cards in your graveyard, and that is like laughable at this mill deck, right? You play Rune Crab, you play 2 lands down, they're milled 6 cards already. You play Fairy's Tutelage, it immediately mills them 2 cards, and then all you have to do is draw 3 cards, and you draw 1 card every single turn. So hitting that 7 cards in their graveyard, really not that difficult. Anyways, the ability to draw 4 cards instant speed for only 4 mana is actually insane value. We used to have Chemist's Insight, which was 4 mana instant speed, draw 2 cards. Now, that card could be played back thanks to the whole Kickstart or Jumpstart or whatever the hell that mechanic was called, right? Still, 4 mana draw 4, that's absolutely insane value, not to mention the fact that per Teferi's Tutelage, like each Teferi's Tutelage will end up milling your opponent 8 cards for 1 Into the Story. So if you have 2 Teferi's Tutelage down, then you get to mill 16 cards off of 1 Into the Story, and you get to draw 4 cards, which is, well, insane, right? Anyways, and of course you have the Maddening Cacophony to finish your opponents off once they're down to that 8 cards or whatever. They get to a certain point where you don't want to kick this spell out because you're going to be milling them just fine. And like I said, this is like your finisher, right? This is like your Kamehameha, your Spirit Bomb of milling your opponents out. So that's going to pretty much do it for the deck. It's very simple. I do recommend that if you're new to the game and you want a deck that you can play that's relatively inexpensive and has almost every card that can be exchanged in it, and like honestly the expensive cards in this are Hagra Mauling, which you don't necessarily need, as it is still just a land, and then the Pathways and the Temples and the Fabled. The actual deck itself is not made up of any rares or mythics, minus Maddening, which you see I only have 1 copy of it, and the deck still runs okay. If you have more, play more, but Rune Crab, common or uncommon, Teferi's Tutelage, it's an uncommon. All this stuff is very cheap, so if you're new to the game, you love control decks, you love making your opponent so angry that they feel like they need to smash or uninstall their game, which, let's be real, sometimes that's the goal for us. This is the deck for you. It's cheap, it's easy to pick up, it's easy to understand, and I feel like it will really help teach you control. As you have so much removal, you're able to make the mistakes of, hey, I shouldn't have removed that card because it's not exactly the value, but you won't necessarily be punished because you have all this other removal. You can still remove it, still win games, right? Big problem with Magic is whenever you're playing a deck and you're never able to realize or understand when you're doing something wrong or able to learn from it, right? Anyways, I'm going to shut up with all my jibber jabber. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you want more content as always. And be sure you're hopping down in the description of each and every video. Check the links that I provide there. There's Discord, there's, you know, Twitch, all that other good stuff down below. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the match. Xzio. Yeah, we'll keep it. We got some removal, we got some card draw, we got a crab. We got some good stuff. Archfiend's Vessel. Kick it back to him. No need for us to get all panties in a bunch. We don't even need to remove Archfiends because we can simply block it with the Rune Crab. What kind of deck are they playing though, just so I know? Looks like an Orzhov aggro sort of deck. We'll have to see what it be though. See what it doth be. Let's get the Omen of the Sea out. This allows us to scry as well. While I do love the removal, I'd actually like to find some more mill, right? Or do we keep the Blood Chiefs? Because Blood Chiefs is really good. We'll bottom them both. I'm looking for some more removal. Or some more mill, I mean. We have the removal. We have the power. No attacks in turn. So how many cards? They have 6. We need 2 more. Oh no, we need 1 more for Into the Story to proc. It's weird that they did Into the Story as 7 cards, and everything else based around that is like 8 cards, right? Which seems a little bit strange to me. All right, go for the card draw. Singular land, more land. I'm loving the lands. Land city, land. We'll play down the swamp, as this will mill them to the point where we can cast Into the Story. And yeah, you know, just keep on keeping on, basically. I would have loved to have had a tutelage down before we cast Into the Story, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. That whole thing. Alright, so we know that that's what they're casting. Let's go ahead and cast our Into the Story. We'll sacrifice Omen of the Sea. We need to get another permanent down, otherwise we're going to be in for a little bit of a rude awakening. No. Resolve, then select. Right, that's the way that works. Alright, so if we are going to remove the Archfiends, now's the time, so that way their Doom Foretold gets removed as well. We also have an Omen of the Sea we can play ourselves, so let's go ahead and Heartless Act, destroy that one. And then we will play... Okay, we'll just play a Temple down because everything else that we need is like within the mana cost, so... Mill them up, something nice. Frantic Inventory... Nope, still looking for some more mill. Either another crab or a tutelage, something along those lines. Anyways, now, when it passed back to their turn, they will have to use Doom Foretold. Yep, cool beans. Got rid of that one relatively easily. Sorry. I know y'all probably heard that creaking. It was my boom arm. Yeah. That's a whole counter and a half. Now, we could have also went for the Omen, I guess. Actually, you know, I'll take it back. I think we should have went for an Omen of the Sea there. Because that gives us something that we can sacrifice. Then we could turn around, kill their speaker, and Doom would have offed itself, essentially, right? I think we do play the untapped mana here. And I even think that we go for one of these Omen of the Seas, because I want to find some more mill. Well, I mean, Maddening is more mill. This is more removal. We still have the removal. I'm gonna bottom that removal. How much does this actually cost? 6, so we can half their library come next turn. Alright, well, no attacks, we're all good. Again, the beauty of this deck is that so many of the cards are instant speed, which means you don't have to worry about playing things on your turn. You can save it, wait, see what's going on. We do resolve this. And again, if we destroy their speaker, then they do have to sacrifice the Doom Foretold come their turn. We have the Omen to sacrifice, so we're all good there. And the reason we take it out before dealing the damage is we don't want them to get to that 27 life they need to start making angels in case they get a speaker down later, right? Or if they can somehow manage to get their speakers back, whatever. Not that they have a whole lot of cards left. We're already halfway through their deck, which means if we can kick this Maddening Cacophony out, let's go ahead and get the other Omen down. Yeah, if we can go ahead and kick that out, that'd be good. Agonizing Remorse is going to have to wait for a later date. I was going to say it's actually great here because they only have 2 cards in hand, so we get to really see if it's anything of value. Randolph, 1809. Man, you're old. Get it? 1809, like super old. Anywho, just we get to go first. We have the Ruin Crab, we have the Tutelages, Tutelai, however you want to say it. You keep it. I don't like the double temple, I will say that. I would love to have come to 2 mana untapped, but beggars can't be choosers, and I'll happily take 3 mana off the Ripperino here. So, Ruin Crab, go. Make our opponent regret ever having matched up against us. Ooh, is this? Okay, now I'm severely. Oh no, it's probably Selesnya counters. Right. All right. Well, we need to go for the Temple of Deceit here. I know Omen of Sea, yeah, but we need to get to that tutelage ASAP. Omen, no thank you. I actually need some removal at this current point in time. If it is Selesnya counters, they have a tendency to build very quickly, and it is Selesnya encounters indeed. Please don't have the Conclave Mentor already. Please, oh please. Luminarch Aspirant. That's actually pretty freaking fracking terrible for us as well. Pretty freaking fracking terrible. Alright, so we have Heartless Act. We absolutely have to play Heartless Act, which means we're playing the other temple here. As again, we won't have anything to do with that 1 mana anyway, so. Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage can stay, I almost want to say. I think it can stay. Alright, now. This is such a difficult decision. We need to remove the Luminarch because she puts counters on things, and that stops things like Heartless Act from working. Actually, yeah, this isn't a question at all. You take out Luminarch because we can still block the Stone Cool, and again, a lot of this deck isn't about, you're not trying to swing in and destroy them. You're not trying to necessarily destroy all their creatures even. You're trying to mill them to 0, which means you just need to stay alive. You just need to maintain control of the board in that manner. And I think as far as that goes, we're doing a pretty bang up job. That's pretty shitty for us, them getting that, but geez, okay. What did we hit here? Another tutelage. Sheesh. Well, we're gonna have to discard a tutelage here. I can't discard my. I guess we could have discarded Omen of the Sea, but we get to play Omen of the Sea on this next turn, so I almost say it's not even worth it. They're down to 38. We play tutelage. We drop them 4, 33, 4 more, 29. Oh no, what? You should have either put that on your Ooze, or you should put that on your Stone Cool. Whatever. We hit another land. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. See if we can hit some removal here. We need to get rid of that Wildwood. Maddening Cacophony. Bum bum bum. We actually are going to keep that. That is a good way to finish the opponent out. Maybe not hit them for the half since they are already so low, but it's a good way to finish them. We'll save the Omen of the Sea as well. It can happen at flash speed, so we don't need to rush it necessarily. Conclave Mentor is bad for us, but well, actually, they'll probably just swing into everything, yeah, because we only have a 0/3. That is kind of the downside of this deck, is like you don't actually have a threat of destroying your opponent's creatures. So when shit like this happens, you just sort of got to take it. Let's go ahead and cast out our Omen, because I'm not one for having this constant proc. Heartless Act is beautiful. Do I want a Fabled Passage? Fabled Passage does allow us to mill them 6 just off the crab. As soon as we draw a card, 4 gone. They're down to 23. Maddening, we can take them down to 15. I don't know that we want the Fabled, actually. I think we really need the removal. We really need other things right now. So that Wildwood Scourge is about to be the world's largest problem to us. The world's largest problem. So we can block here. We're still going to take 11. I think we have to as well. It's not even a I don't wanna. It's a kind of gotta. Kind of gotta. Oh, you know what's real shitty? We can't cast the Maddening plus both Heartless. Even if we could, though, it'd still only be 11. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. All right, so how do we do this? We can block the 7/7. We can remove all the counters from the 4/4. Well, okay. This has to happen. Because otherwise, their creatures are going to gain way too much. No attacks in turn. They have 18 cards left in their deck. I don't know how we're going to get through that many, if I'm being honest with y'all. Even an Into the Story, which would mill 8 cards per Teferi's Tutelage, would only be 16, you know? So we would need like an Into the Story plus milling. Oh, no, yeah. If we drew into an Into the Story, that would be it. Oh, but we need that Into the Story. Have we seen one yet? We haven't. Which means I think we still have 4 copies of it. So all right, Into the Story or we don't win. Come on, baby. Well, we tried. How close did we get him? 12. So if we could... Oh, that's so shitty. That's so shitty. If we could have drawn a card that would have allowed us to draw a card, we could have won with Maddening Cacophony. Schedule. Most days that I'm not absolutely off work, I'm on a super tight schedule, so we'll keep this. We get to go first. We have removal, we have card draw, we have a tutelage. It's like everything I could possibly want, pretty much. Edge wall. Well, you catch the removal for sure, buddy. You catch that removal every single time. Alright. Into the Story is pretty good. They have 7 or more. They don't. They have 3, which is close to 7. Nah. I mean, in all reality, they are going to be getting pretty close, especially if I Frantic Inventory. This is instant, isn't it? Yes. Yes, indeedly. I am going to go ahead and grab blue mana here, as we know we already need it for the Into the Story. We have Heartless Act. We have everything we need. Let's kick it back to their turn. Costs 3 less, right? That ends up costing 4. Into the Story, such a gorgeous card. I tell you, the cards from Throne of Eldraine actually are some of the strongest cards I have ever freaking seen. We got an Omnath, ladies and gentlemen. The whole reason I didn't go into ranked is because I didn't want to see your ass, and here we are, seeing your ass. That's fun. Into the Story is now down to 4 mana. 4 beautiful, beautiful mana. We got him down almost halfway. Bye-bye, Mall Gamer. Bye-bye. Messing with me. We got to take the mulligan here. That's not good land. Okay, I guess. What are we getting rid of here? Probably the Maddening. Yes, it mills the opponent, but I still almost think it's not as good as what we have. All right, well, that's going to be a Ruin Crab. Don't mind that. Don't mind that one little teeny tiny bit. Opponent's got the Gruul. The grueling Gruul. We actually could have went ahead and played Fabled here and milled them 6. Is it... Y'all think it's better on the Ruin Crab to, like I said, go ahead and hit them, mill them, whatever, or wait and play Fabled as per the usual and just see if you get another one. Now, this opponent's going to be extremely difficult to deal with because they have the Garruk's Harbinger, so we're going to need some other removal, right? Need some other form of removal here. I like Omen, but I really do want to keep my lands up here. We only have 5 turns to mill them all the way out before this Harbinger destroys us. I think Harbinger is actually a great answer to what we're trying to do here. Of course, they would get a turn 3 Harbinger. Alright, so this is like worst case scenario for the deck, right? Worst case scenario. Clothius. Ugh. Maybe we should have saved mana for Drown in the Loch. They're down to 33. We'll pass it back to him. Everything that we have is instant speed, so there's no reason in really worrying about this or that or whatever. Now, I'm hoping they add mana. Obviously, they should be adding the damage, right? They're adding the mana. Alright. Cool beans. That's less for me to worry about. You have plenty of cards in your graveyard for me to drown in the Loch. Pretty much whatever you go to play here. Of course, if we don't need to drown in the Loch, we can always Heartless Act and just save it for creature coming onto the board. 5 mana, they're not quite sure what they want to do. Bone Crusher, they're just going to play it. Hoping to find another piece of removal there so I wouldn't feel as bad. Alright, we'll tell you what. We're going to let it hit because it doesn't increase our timer with the Harbinger. Well, it does actually. But this also stops their piece, so I guess that's fine. I don't know why they would ram through on the creature that doesn't have hexproof, but that's their decision, not mine. Now, they can use Clothius, like I said, to take us down to 8, which means our timer is getting very, very short. How many cards? They still have 30? I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, honestly, ladies and gents. That's hefty. Hefty, hefty, hefty. That Harbinger is like too much, and we can't really deal with Clothius in any good manner. Hagra Mauling doesn't do anything for us, right? We might have to end up blocking the Harbinger, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till we absolutely have to, if that's what the case is gonna be. 24 lands left. All right, go for the land. Go for the land. You want the mana. You don't want to deal damage to me. You wanna gain mana. You want to gain mana? No, you want to deal damage. You want to... Okay. Okie dokie. Can't allow that to happen. Have to take that. SGG. We don't have anything that can deal with Clothius. Bone Crusher to the face plus Clothius is guaranteed damage. Mama Chari 0629. Can't tell if that's a Charizard reference or something. I have no idea what they're referencing. We gotta take the mulligan here. Not enough lands. That one's good. Keep 6. I think we put the Frantic Inventory back. Hateful Eidolon. What a hateful, hateful card. I'm almost a little worried to put down Ruin Crab, because if they do have something like a Myra's Grasp, it's just immediately gone. But, okay. Okay, cool. Cool beans. That's, you know, I didn't want that little crab anyways. Who wants crabs? Not this guy. Not this guy, I'll tell you that much right now. Alright, we pass it back to him. We still have Drowning in the Loch mana. We still have Heartless Act mana. We are just gonna have to take this. You can't offer up what could potentially be your... Alright, we can here though. I was about to say, you can't offer up what could potentially be your savior just for 1 damage, so. We'll Heartless Act him, we'll get it out the way. Temple of Deceit, don't mind if I do all day. Omen of the Sea. I'm okay with, well, nah, I want to find my mill. If I don't find my mill, what are we even doing here? We're just going in circles, right? Now, after this game, y'all are going to have to give me a minute. I know we haven't been going for too long in this deck. Let's see. Yeah, not long enough. Let's go ahead and hit that Frantic Inventory. This is one of the great things about having everything be instant speed in this deck is you really get to feel the power. See if the creature gain 3 life. Otherwise, we get to draw a card. So we could exile their Hateful Eidolon. I almost want to exile their Myra's Grasp instead, though. We get the card draw, and this means they won't have that bit of removal later if they do get a Lurrus down. So, happy, happy, happy times. Alright, well, no. Okay, whew. I was like, how do I put this freaking fracking card down? Let's get rid of the Temple of Deceit. I do love the Scry, don't get me wrong, but I'm not about to discard a Fabled Passage. We will kick it back to him. Off the Fabled, we can have enough for a Drown in the Loch or Heartless. We'll have to see what they... Yeah, that's a Drown in the Loch. Oh, no, it's not. That's a Heartless. That's a Heartless Act. Right. We can't Drown in the Loch because they don't have enough cards in their graveyard yet, right? So, bye-bye, Clack Bridge. Thanks for the goats. Just hit a land. Just a little land. Well, that's okay, as long as we're just, like, sitting back milling them, you know? No biggie. No problemo. Oh, we can actually... We could do this. What are we getting rid of here? I do want to get rid of, like, Clack Bridge or something. What if they bring that shit back? But I don't really... Mama Chari, they've seen enough.